Hey everyone. And the hits just keep coming. And I don't mean the good kind that puts you in puts you in a feel good moment, right? Like music hits or anything like that. I'm talking these kind of hits are political hits from the establishment media. And like I say, it didn't take them long to start. And hey, listen, you conservatives gave them the ability to do so, right? You gave them the platform so that they could run with it and paint you into the corner that you're going to be stuck with now. Huh? Probably not a good idea. Probably not a wise decision. But of course, what we're learning nowadays is all these old hacks from the establishment parties. Yeah, wise decisions aren't something that happen on a, on a regular basis anymore, right? Whether you're a liberal, NDP or conservative. NDP, fuck, they can barely find anyone that's even willing to jump into the fray. Conservatives, they had a whole lot of people willing to jump in the fray, obviously, right? Oh, everyone's salivating at the bit to be the opposing or the opposition party to challenge the liberals. But, and, you know, people were getting invigorated behind it and thinking, oh, yeah, we're going to finally have a chance. But what did the conservatives do? Well, the majority of them. A large percentage chose to actually try to change things. But the majority, the establishment, as per usual, won out in the end. And what they do? Elected Stephen Harper 2.0, a social conservative. Really though, in 2017, with Justin Trudeau, and I'm not a fucking fan of the guy, but I mean, come on. You got to deal with Canada as a whole, right? Now, you conservatives, like, this is the problem with the echo chamber effect, right? So whether you're a progressive or a conservative, a liberal, like a socialist or a conservative, if you're a socialist and you go hang around with a bunch of socialists, you'll all agree with each other. Ooh, shocker, huh? If you're a fucking social conservative and you go, you know, hang around in camps somewhere in the woods, right, with a bunch of old men, yep, you probably all will agree with each other. The problem, now here's the problem for both of you, right? From both sides of the political spectrum that you need to learn is, shocker, there are actual Canadians, and a large percentage of them, that don't fall into either of those camps. Matter of fact, last time I checked, it's at least 40+% of Canadians that will not identify with any of the establishment political parties, consider themselves independent, which would be predominantly, as you know, a libertarian, right? And that's the thing with the libertarian, these fucking conservatives. I see them on the media now talking about, oh, Scheer, or the media propagandists, oh, Scheer is the safe choice or whatever. What? Safe for conservatives, maybe, but in a general election, Scheer's going to be fucking put at the back of the bus, okay? Fuck, NDP might do better than the conservatives in 2019. If you had to put someone like Maxime Bernier as the leader, then you had the chance, because this is the thing. Conservatives, if you're all about, you know, Team A against Team B, right? Which libertarians aren't. It's all about freedoms. You know, hey, you enjoy your team. You enjoy your team. Hey, I'll appreciate and respect both of your teams. The problem is, I don't want to join either your fucking gangs or your teams, and I want you to respect my autonomy. Not do you want to choose either. But conservatives, just like the liberals, us 40+% of Canadians, we have nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. We're just like, right, hobos walking around. It's like, we have no tribe. Basically, libertarians, those who don't want to fall under, you know, to join Gang A or Gang B, yeah, we're just out in the cold. But like I said, we represent, and if you look at the numbers, the statistical numbers of when the Liberals got the majority, or even when Harper and his Conservatives got the majority, it was still just under 40% of the population, the voting population, that gave them their majority, right? So what does that tell you? That means, in reality, you've only got, what, a few percentage points to work with either way? Libertarians, independent people, critical thinkers, right? Those with the live, let live mentality, and not willing to accept progressivism or socialism, but we do want to change from old world fucking the dark ages, right? Like the conservatives want to bring us back to. We're like, well, we have just as much numbers, and not only do we have just as many numbers, because like I say, there's 40% of this country that identify. Now, a lot of them won't go out and vote. A lot of them sit on the sidelines, but they're there. They're there. They're real people, okay? But those 40% of people, and you're seeing now, are getting more and more frustrated. Now, they didn't necessarily, some of them will jump in, and some of them probably is why the liberals fucking get their majority. Some of them jumped in, that might be why, you know, Maxime became so popular. But at this stage of the game, they're looking at, I'm one of them. I mean, I'm not speaking for other people. Other people can do that. But I am one of these people. So I'm telling you, what I think is, at this stage of the game, I don't want nothing to do with the fucking conservatives. Because you know what? If it comes down to lesser of evils, authoritarian fucking social conservatives against even fucking progressive feminist Trudeau, listen, I have a lot less to fear. And I mean, think about it. Those are the ones that are actually offering a whole lot more goodies, right? Not that I want their fucking goodies, not that I can be bought, but I'm telling you, if you think you're going to be able to challenge Trudeau and the Liberals in 2019 without having anything to offer, not even any libertarians backing you the fuck up, with none of that support, because like I say, a lot of them have turned, I've seen already, a lot of them already cut their cards up, right? They actually trusted you fuckers and joined and helped, and you took advantage of them. You used them. You dirty motherfucking bastards. You used libertarians to create some atmosphere of excitement for your fucking party. Well, I hope most of them are, and they seem to be today, turning away and rejecting your fucking bullshit because they realize, oh, you fuckers, you just used me to maintain the status quo. And a lot of the libertarians, like I say, they're out there and they're like, yeah, all right, lesson learned, move on, right? But in reality, when the choice comes down, even myself, if someone said to me today and put a gun to my head, and this is, I'm telling you, this is going to be, I'm telling you, I'm being honest with you here. Because I know both of you want to rob from me. I know both parties want to dictate and control my life. But which one's at least trying to be more honest and open about their intentions? It's the fucking liberals. At least, you know, oh, they're devious. And yeah, they're all about forced wealth redistribution, but so the fuck are you fuckers, right? You social conservatives. So it's like you're forcing Canadians to do the lesser of evils. And if Canadians are, you know, anywhere, I mean, think about it, where they are, no matter where they are on the political spectrum or at the stage in their life, they're like, let's see, one's offering me all these safety nets, right? Like I say, I'm not suggesting that's a good thing, but I'm just using the psychology of the human mind, right? And what they're going to be thinking. The liberals are giving me all kinds of platitudes and oh, I'm going to be this, I'll take care of you. And you know, they got the platform, they've got the stage, right? They've got all the media back them. And what are social conservatives going to offer you? Nothing but a bunch of authoritarian social conservatism. I hate gays. No more abortions, right? All this fucking bullshit social conservatism that has, I mean, I don't know who falls under that anymore. Fuck, even a lot of my parents and people from their generation, from the boomers, aren't even that social conservative anymore. So like I say, I don't know where you're going with that. Even your own generation demographics from the boomers, or even some of the greatest generation, are no longer seemingly willing to forego their future success of generations just for the sake of what? Hatred against gays? A very small minority, small segment of the population, really? Or those that want to get abortions. Listen, I'm not a fan of abortions either, but like I say, it's not up to me to force my preferences. Libertarians are live and let live. You're willing to fucking forgo the best people ever, the ones that could be most invigorate, not just the psychology, the philosophy, but even the politics of this country. You forgo all of them in the hopes of maintaining your little base of social conservatism. Yeah, right? Even your economic policies aren't going to fucking help you. Because like I say, yeah, well, how many times has it worked so far? Well, I haven't seen any evidence so far that people say, pick yourself up by your bootstrap and take care of yourself. I've never seen how that's worked better than someone saying, hey, don't worry about it, I'll take care of you. Liberals got a lot better message. They got a lot better narrative. I'm not saying that I agree with their narrative. I think it's fucking bullshit. It's platitudes and lies as far as I'm concerned. But the rest of the Canadians will swallow that whole. You social conservatives, like I said, you all shot yourself in the fucking foot. And, well, the worst part of it is if you just shot yourself in the foot, I wouldn't be so concerned. But the rest of us are going to have to feel the pain and the long-term consequences and effect of that. Anyways, before I end this video, I just want to do a real quick breakdown of some of the headline articles coming out of the establishment media today. Now, this is 2 days after. Yesterday, I already showed and uploaded the video with just some of the fucking stuff that the established media, the attack methods and premises that they're putting forth. But let me just give you a little heads up on some of the other aspects that they're putting forth now. Headline today, and I mean, listen to the way these fuckers talk, especially trying to say that the Libertarians were the worst choice because they're the the extremists of the party. No, actually they got it completely wrong. This Andrew Coyne fucking piece of shit. He's got it all wrong. Actually, Libertarians are the ones that would have the appeal to people from all areas and all spectrums of the political landscape, right? But they're trying to say, oh no, they keep creating a false narrative, and they wonder why they're always proven wrong. Well, this is why, and the reality of Canada politics and that landscape that's playing out, and the devastation and how things are going to play out in the next few years or even the next couple decades. Well, you're going to find out why if things don't change soon. Andrew Coyne, in the dullness of the morning after, Andrew Scheer is the safe pair of hands, right? So, yeah, safe pair of hands. Yeah, for the Conservatives, yeah, that's safe, yeah. Yep, it is safe. But in a general election, is it safe? No, of course it's not. Toronto Star, headline from that particular outlet. In choosing Andrew Scheer, Conservatives buck global populist trend. Around the world, Conservatives have been shaking up the status quo, and for a time, it looked like Canadian Conservatives were going to do the same. No. So, just like the UK and the US, the Conservatives that were bold enough and had enough courage to stand up to the status quo and challenge it and give people that were all about, free market fundamentals, all about, bringing about true independent thoughts and individual liberty and personal responsibility to the table, to the forefront of the political landscape, of the political conversation. The US and the UK, they're like, yeah, we want that. Canadian Conservatives, oh, we're scared of that. No, don't. Let's stay in our safe little fucking area over here. Yeah? See where that's going to get you. And I don't even give a fuck how it's going to get you, because I know where you're going. But you have a lot shorter time to spend in this country than the rest of us. Those of us that have to suffer the consequences of your choices. Yeah, we won't soon forget. Next one. And this one's out of Yahoo News. So even Yahoo, right? Which would be predominantly a leftist, but either way. 5 things you need to know about Andrew Scheer's victory in Conservative race. But just go read it. I'm going to place a link to all these articles in the description of the video below so you can read them. But basically they're saying more or less the same thing. So social conservatism and all these fucking, the old establishment are going to maintain their status quo and that same kind of messaging. Next, another CBC news, of course, this one is, well, actually this was not just an article, but it's a whole, almost 2 hour long. What is the future of the Conservative Party under its new leader? What does it mean for Canadian politics? But just listen to the rhetoric espoused in this and the kind of people that called in. Like I say, oh man, it's just man, they're giving the liberals, the progressives, the collectivists in this country, they're handing them over all the ammo. The liberal I don't know what they're going to have to rent vaults, big gigantic warehouses to store all the attack ads and revelations that came as a result of this election process, the Conservative Party. But man, they got a stockpile of shit to throw at you now. You know what? A lot of it's going to stick, because I sure as fuck ain't going to be out there defending you. And there's a lot of us out there that are the most vocal, especially on the internet, right? Those of us that aren't fucking in our retirement years, those of us who are most vocal in the internet, we're not going to be out there defending you fuckers. You social conservatives, yeah, you chose to forgo us, you chose to throw us to the back of the bus. Well, you're going to get the same treatment in return. Yeah. I'm not a fucking idiot. You think, oh, well, just put my head down. Nah, I wouldn't do that for my own fucking father or my own fucking grandfather, and I sure as fuck ain't gonna do for no fucking goddamn piece of shit central planning type that wants to forget all about individual freedoms and personal responsibility for the sake of maintaining the status quo. Yeah, you'll get no return, no benefit from those outside of your little narrow base. That I'll guarantee. And last, but certainly not least, this one is from the Calgary Sun. Conservatives pick Scheer over Bernier. Harper Light over Mad Max. So, like I say, it's basically, it all tells what it tells Canadians, basically, no matter where they are in their thought process, in their political mentality, or their ideology, is it's saying, the Conservatives, the ones that are supposed to be all about, doing the right thing in the here and now and hoping for the long run or the end game, to be the winner, the end game. All about putting away immediate gratification for long-term goals. That's supposed to be what conservatives are about, right? But they're not about that at all. Not about that at all. They're totally willing to jump on this bandwagon of short-term gain for a whole lot of long-term pain. The only thing is, because a lot of these fucking old social conservatives are very, very old, their long-term pain is going to be much shorter and much greatly reduced in comparison to the successive offsprings, or they're going to have to suffer the consequences of all this bullshit. So the conservatives sent a message, and it was clear. Well, the majority of the conservatives, the rest of them, the ones that voted Bernier, you're not into this camp. But the ones that won, the ones that put Scheer at the front, they're saying, yeah, we're too cowardly, we're too meek, we're too wimpy to even want to put forth and present someone that's going to counter the leftist narrative, the collectivists, right? They're like, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to take any chances. Like I say, you old fucks, just go fucking retire, just go fucking hang out in your fishing lodge and just forget that the rest of us are even still here, because I don't want nothing to do with a bunch of you old fucking cowards that are so fucking seemingly scared to death of any amount of change that you're willing to throw your own successive generations under the bus in the hopes that you can maintain the status quo for just a little while longer. Yeah, like I say, this is going to be one of those situations where you're going to see you have dramatically and tremendously fucked up. You took the short-term game, but now everyone's going to have to suffer the long-term pain as a result. But don't worry, those of us that are much younger, much stronger, much more independent and resilient will handle it. But you will always be known and remembered for all of history, and it will be written as such, as the cowards. You'll go down as history as the cowards that were unwilling to stand for real change, for real independent liberty, to bring about, you could have been the party to actually dip their toes in the water, to take that first step towards bringing about the next evolutionary aspect of the Enlightenment era, 2.0, what I call it, where we bring about real freedom, real individual liberty, and real personal responsibility in the 21st century. You chose to forgo that to maintain the status quo so you could get your check from the government. Well, enjoy it, motherfuckers, because, like I say, it may benefit you in the short term, but you've actually chosen to forgo any semblance of bringing Canada to the forefront of respect and admiration for personal responsibility and individual liberty. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.